Welcome back. The localization of the Egyptian industry, one of the most important files, and actually the Egyptian leadership gave it too much concern. Well, talking about this localization and its impact on the Egyptian economy, we have over the phone Dr. Youmn Hamaki, Professor of Economics at Shams University. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Doctor. So first of all, I'd like to shed the light on the impact of the localization of the Egyptian industry on the economic map.
Actually, we need to know quite well the positioning of the industrial sector in Egypt. You know that during the last decade, Egypt has managed significantly in order to improve the competitiveness of the industrial sector. Still, you know, we are not actually in the right track regarding how to activate the industries that we have a comparative advantage in it, and trying to find potential for other industries in order to enhance the local content and transfer them into competitive industries according to the map of Egypt of natural and mineral resources. Still, Egypt is full of capabilities and capacities regarding the industrial sector, since the participation of the industrial sector to generate GDP is still quite minimal compared to the potentialities of this sector. The main defect for our performance in the industrial sector regarding how to complete the value chain according to comparative advantage, how to be integrated into the international value chain so that we can gain competitiveness and being able to enhance the competitiveness of the industry in our country. And these are the most important, challenges we need to address, and Egypt is working hard to do that. The most important challenge is about technology, since still, despite all efforts exerted in linking, the industry with R&D everywhere in Egypt, still we don't have a well-established linkage between the industry and R&D in our universities and research centers. This is what we need to do. We need to attract foreign direct investment, since foreign direct investment can be regarded as a major, reason behind the transfer of technology. So this is what we are doing nowadays in Egypt. We are trying, first of all, to make a strategy, to design a strategy taking into consideration which industries we have a comparative advantage, on top of them ready-made clothes, on top of them leather products, food industries. All this we actually our investors proved success stories, and this can be managed or questioned when we see the size of export in this product. So what we need to do for the coming period is addressing the challenges, on top of them skills of labor, since regarding specifically ready-made clothes, the severe challenge in order to enhance our capabilities is about skills of labor. And here we have a very important dimension, which is the gender dimension as well. We have a lot of studies regarding the participation of women in this industry, and it is gaining momentum, since nowadays we are training women all over Egypt in governorates, and the number of women participating in the sector in different ways are increasing, and this may affect to large extent the competitiveness of the industry. Besides, we need actually to enhance the quality of training and according to the international competencies, so that we can be able to enhance the competitiveness of the industry. Besides, we have other industries that we have a comparative advantage. Nowadays, Egypt gaining momentum in technological products. Still, we need technology, we need to enhance the technological side in this perspective, but we are doing better to a large extent in this industry. So this needs a comprehensive action plan according to a vision and a strategy on the Egyptian industrial map, so that we can achieve our goals. And the most important actually goal behind activating the role of the industrial sector, not only increasing the size of exports and having sustainability in these exports, but besides generating opportunities of jobs and addressing poverty all over Egypt, in the governorate of Egypt, specifically Upper Egypt, this governorate suffering from poverty to a large extent, as well as, the gender perspective, since the participation of Egyptian women in the labor market still very low compared to other countries, so we need to actually activate the participation of women.
So this will take us to the role of the Egyptian leadership when it comes to the initiative that were adopted. We're talking about some of the most important initiatives like Takaful Karama, also Decent Life. All these included also women empowerment, which was very, very important if we're talking about our localization or the Egyptian products.
Yes, this is quite important, but for Egypt, the most important challenge behind these initiatives, we have a lot of initiatives. Still, our problem is how to harmonize efforts in these initiatives, how to have a plan and a system of monitoring and evaluation, so that all these initiatives should be orchestrated and managed in the way to contemplate each other rather than being competitive with each other, as well as to measure the impact all the time, how to measure the impact and how to be sure that we are achieving our goals behind the opportunities of job, not only job, but decent opportunity of job, so that this opportunity may enhance the quality of life for the people living in all governorates in Egypt. And like you mentioned, Nashwa, two important points. We can do that properly enough within decent life, since, in decent life we are addressing governorate. So if we can succeed to design, for like what we can call industrial areas in Egypt according to the comparative advantage for each area, to specify which product in this area can gain competitiveness, and we can actually approach using decent life in order to address, human resources and to enhance their capabilities. And I think that, I don't know if you know about the initiative of Forza, which is a chance. This initiative is related to the Ministry of Solidarity, and it is within by support of the World Bank, so that to find opportunities of job and to use the approach that we always, guarantee and praise, which is the economic empowerment of poor. So by, the beneficiaries of Takaful and Karama, we need to sustain their situation by economic empowerment. So this project is addressing those who are benefiting from Takaful and Karama, to address them properly so that we can find for them opportunities of job after building their capabilities and directing and coaching them to the opportunities of job available, either by linking them with the demand in the labor market or by developing their capabilities to start their own business. So I believe that we are working quite hard. Actually, I am working in this field and very promising results behind this approach. Hopefully, we can address, governor rates, and we can, by harmonizing our efforts with other initiatives like you mentioned, we can achieve significantly, inshallah, for the coming period, significant results.
Doctor, on achieving this localization of the Egyptian industries, on reaching this goal, how will this affect the dependence on the importing as well?
Actually, this is a hard way to address since our industrial sector has been relying intensively on importation. We used to make just a part of the value chain and import the majority, and our studies as economists before such efforts specifies that the rate of importation in our industrial sector can reach to a large extent from 40 to 60%, and this is huge percentage. What we are trying to do nowadays is to select those industries that we can produce, like, for example, what we are working very hard on it these days about the chemical industry. Since chemical industries actually is a part of all industries in Egypt, and we are importing huge amount of chemicals, and this affecting to large extent, the demand for dollar, and we all know that we have a problem regarding our exchange rate. So what we are trying to do, since, chemical industries, the raw materials for chemical industries coming from petrochemicals and mineral resources. And Egypt is doing quite well to expand the capabilities of petrochemicals. And by that, we have the raw materials for chemical production. What we need to do is to specify which products we are in deep need. We are working on that nowadays, so that to enlarge, the industrial capacity, and this may enable us to reduce importation to large extent and to feed our industries with contents that may be with lesser cost, which may be reflected on their competitiveness.
Right, Dr. Youmn Hamaki, Professor of Economics at Shams University, thank you very much for joining us. And right now we are moving on to a quick break, then we'll be back with more on The Breakfast Show.